My stomach drops. This is it. The room smells like old paper and fear. I've sat here every day for 3 weeks, but today feels different. The air is thinner, like someone sucked all the oxygen out while we weren't looking. Judge Henderson takes his seat. His face is pale, not the usual ruddy red from too much coffee. He glances at the jury box. One woman there is crying. Silent tears. She won't look at me. My lawyer, Ellen, nudges my arm. Breathe, Margaret, just breathe. But her knuckles are white around her pen. She knows something I don't. The judge clears his throat. The sound echoes like a gunshot. Has the jury reached a verdict? The foreman stands. He's a young man, barely 30. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. His eyes flick to me, then away, like I'm something contagious. He holds up the verdict slip. It shakes in his hand. 10 seconds. The pressure is already crushing. He speaks. His voice is too loud for the quiet room. We have, Your Honor. He hands the paper to the bailiff. The bailiff carries it to the judge. Every step feels like it takes a year. The judge reads it. His face doesn't change, but his finger taps the edge of the desk. Once, twice, 3 times. 15 seconds. My chest tightens. He looks at me finally, not with pity, with something colder. Calculation. Mr. Foreman, on the charge of undue influence regarding the last will and testament of Robert James Carter, how do you find? The foreman swallows hard. Guilty. The word hits me like ice water. Guilty. Guilty of manipulating my husband's will. Guilty of stealing from his children. Guilty of being a monster. The courtroom doesn't gasp. It's worse. It's utterly silent, like a held breath. Ellen grabs my wrist. Her grip is painful. Margaret, don't react, not yet. But the silence is breaking. Susan Carter, Robert's daughter from his first marriage, lets out a small, sharp laugh. It's not happy. It's a sound of victory carved from years of hate. She's sitting right behind me. I can feel the heat of her satisfaction on my neck. 20 seconds. The judge isn't done. On the charge of fraud. Your Honor, the foreman cuts in. His voice wavers. We found her not guilty on fraud. Ellen exhales, just a little, but Susan's laugh dies, replaced by a low, angry murmur from David, Robert's son. He's been glaring at me since day one. The judge narrows his eyes, and on the charge of conspiracy to commit elder abuse. The foreman's eyes dart to the floor. Not guilty. Relief. No, this isn't relief. This is the calm before the storm, the real charge, the one that matters. The judge leans forward, and on the charge of murder in the 2nd degree. 25 seconds. Murder. The word slices through the room. I didn't hear that charge in the indictment. It wasn't there, was it? Panic floods me. I look at Ellen. Her face is stone. She knew. Of course she knew. She's been preparing me for this, and I didn't see it. The foreman's voice is a whisper now. Guilty. This time the room moves, gasps. A chair scrapes. Susan whispers, finally, under her breath, like a prayer answered. 30 seconds. The gavel hasn't fallen, but it might as well have. My life is over. Robert, my Robert, I killed him. No, I didn't, but the jury believes I did. The judge slams the gavel down. The defendant will rise. Ellen pulls me up. My legs feel like wood. I face the judge. His eyes bore into mine, not with judgment anymore, with something else. Disappointment? No, worse. Knowledge, like he knows something I don't. Margaret Evelyn Carter, on the charge of murder in the 2nd degree, this court sentences you to serve not less than 15 years, nor more than life, in the Ohio State Penitentiary. Additionally, you are hereby ordered to forfeit all claims to the estate of Robert James Carter, including the marital home, savings, and properties jointly held. The words wash over me. Numbers, time, life. But it's the forfeiture that guts me. 40 years. 40 years I gave him, every dream I buried. The college fund I cashed in to pay his medical bills. The house I sold so he could move back to his hometown of Ashland, Ohio, to be near his children. The nights I sat by his hospital bed when the dementia first started, holding his hand while he called me Linda. 35 seconds. The bailiff steps toward me. Handcuffs glint. Ellen leans in, her voice a razor-thin whisper. Don't speak, not one word, we'll appeal. But Margaret, there's something you need to know before they take you. Before she can say more, the bailiff grabs my arm. The cold metal clicks shut. Save it for the appeal, Ellen, the judge says sharply. But Ellen's eyes are wide, terrified, not for me, for herself. She looks at the back of the courtroom, at the observation window. I turn, and there, behind the tinted glass, standing perfectly still, is a woman I haven't seen in 23 years. Linda. Robert's first wife. The woman he called for in his sleep. The woman whose name he gasped when the stroke hit. The woman I spent decades pretending didn't exist. And she's smiling. 40 seconds. The bailiff pulls me forward. My feet stumble on the wooden floor. Margaret, Ellen's voice is urgent now. Listen to me, the will, it wasn't just Robert's. I freeze. What? The safe, in the study, you never checked it after he died. I did, last week, after the prosecution subpoenaed the medical records. Why didn't you tell me? Because I needed proof, and I found it. She glances at Linda, still watching. Robert didn't write that will alone. 50 seconds. The courtroom doors swing open. 2 guards wait. Who did? I choke out. Ellen leans in, her breath hot against my ear. Linda did, and Susan, and David. They planned this for years. The dementia diagnosis, it was real, but they used it. They got him to sign documents when he was lucid enough to know what he was doing, but confused enough to do what they wanted. And the murder charge, Margaret, they staged his death. A cold shock runs through me. Staged. Poison, small doses, over months, it looked natural, heart failure. But the tox report, Ellen fought to get it. It showed traces, they covered it up, but I have the lab notes, hidden in my office. They're why they added the murder charge today, to silence you forever. 60 seconds. The guards step closer. Why tell me now? I whisper. Because if you go to prison, you're dead. They'll make sure of it. But if you run, if you get to that safe before they do... She presses a key into my palm. It's small. Cold. The key to the basement cabinet. Behind the old photos, there's a file and a recording, Robert's voice. He knew what they were doing. He recorded them, planned to expose them. My mind reels. Robert, betrayed by his own children, by Linda, but why would he record them? Why not tell me? Ellen's eyes dart to the judge. They're coming. Margaret, you have seconds, run. Or sign the confession they'll offer you in the holding cell. Plead guilty to undue influence. Get probation. But if you do, they win. And Robert dies for real this time. 70 seconds. The guards are at my side. Choose, Ellen hisses. The bailiff clears his throat. Ma'am, move. I look at Linda. She nods just once, a signal to the guards, to me. My whole life flashes, the sacrifices, selling my bookstore in Columbus, moving to Ashland to be family. Nights watching Robert deteriorate, holding his hand while he whispered Linda's name. The will that left everything to Susan and David, cutting me out completely. The prosecution's argument. She isolated him. She poisoned his mind against his own children. She needed cash. But it wasn't me, it was them. The guard pulls my arm. Pain shoots up to my shoulder. I have one choice. Run, or stay and die slowly in a cell. But Ellen said recording, proof, real proof. The key burns in my fist. I stumble. My foot catches the leg of the defense table. Papers scatter. The judge bangs the gavel. Order, remove the defendant. As the guards drag me past the jury box, I see the crying juror. She meets my eyes and mouths 2 words. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? 80 seconds. The holding cell door slams, metal on metal. It echoes in the tiny concrete box. I'm alone, for now. My hand trembles. I press the key into the seam of the bench cushion. Hide it. They'll search me. But not here, not yet. Footsteps echo down the hall. Heavy, purposeful. They're coming. The plea deal, or worse. I slide down the wall. Breathe. Think. Robert, my Robert, what did you do? The memory hits like a fist. 6 months before he died. We were in the garden of our house in Ashland, the roses he loved. He was lucid that day. Rare, clear. Margaret, he'd said, gripping my hand too tight. Promise me, no matter what happens, you'll fight. For what, Robert? For us. He looked away, toward the street, toward Susan's car pulling up. For the truth about Linda, about the money. What money? He never answered. The dementia fog rolled in. He just squeezed my hand. Trust no one. 90 seconds. The door rattles. A slot slides open. Margaret Carter. A man's voice, not the bailiff, smooth, familiar. Thomas Reed, the prosecutor, the man who sent me here. He slides a single sheet of paper through the slot. It's a plea agreement. Undue influence only. 3 years probation. Full restitution of the marital home. But a confession, signed by me, admitting I manipulated Robert. And at the bottom, in tiny print, defendant agrees to relinquish all claims to audio recordings or documents discovered post-mortem regarding Robert James Carter. Said materials to be surrendered immediately to the prosecution upon execution of this agreement. They know Ellen talked, or they found her notes. If I sign, the recording dies, whatever Robert knew. Gone. Susan and David walk free. Linda wins. If I don't sign, I go to prison, and they'll kill me before I ever see that safe. 100 seconds. The slot closes. 5 minutes, Thomas says through the door. Sign it, or the murder charge stands, and we'll make sure you never leave that cell alive. Silence. Just the hum of the fluorescent light, and the drum of my own pulse. I think of the safe, basement, behind the photos of Robert and Susan as kids, a dusty box. Inside, a USB drive, labeled The Truth. Ellen told me about it 2 days ago, when she found it. She didn't open it, said it was evidence, but she hid it from the prosecution, for me. If I sign, that drive gets handed to Thomas. He'll burn it. If I do. My fingers find the key in the cushion, cold metal against my skin. 110 seconds. Footsteps again, closer. I close my eyes, see 40 years, my youth, my dreams, the night Robert proposed in the rain outside that little diner in Akron, the way he cried when our first miscarriage happened, the decade of infertility, the way he held me when I thought I'd never be a mother. And then the slow creep of his mind leaving, the doctors, the pills, the nights he'd scream Linda's name. I sacrificed everything, for him. And he let them use him. Or did he help them? The recording, what did it say? I have to know. 120 seconds. The door unlocks. Thomas stands there, alone, no guards, just him in his expensive suit. Time up, Margaret. He holds out the plea form, a pen. Where's Ellen? I ask, my voice is rough. She's busy, saving her career. You should be worried about yours. He steps inside, closes the door, locks it. Just us. He smiles, not unkind. Sign it, you walk out of here today, back to your house, your life, sort of. What about the recording? He chuckles, low, dangerous. What recording? Don't play games, the one Robert made. His smile fades, just for a second. There is no recording, just the fevered dreams of a dying man and a desperate woman. He taps the paper. Sign or die in prison, your choice. He's lying. I see it in the tension of his jaw. The recording exists, and he wants it, badly. 130 seconds. My hand hovers over the pen. Think of the safe. The key is in my palm. If I sign, I can go home. Get the key, open the safe tonight before they expect it. But if he knows I know, he'll have the house watched, searched. If I don't sign, I'm cuffed and led to a cell. Maybe never see daylight again. Robert, what would you want? That garden day. Trust no one. Thomas shifts. Margaret, sign now, or the offer expires in 60 seconds. He's timing me. I look at the paper. The words blur. Undue influence. That's what they called my love. My care, my sacrifice, undue influence, like I was a parasite. But what if it was true? What if deep down I did push him, when he was weak, when he needed someone to lean on? Did I steer him too hard? Toward cutting me out of the will? No, that was them. Susan, David, Linda. But the doubt, it's a snake in my gut. 140 seconds. Thomas checks his watch. 50 seconds. I remember the night Robert died. Home, his breathing shallow. Susan was there, David, Linda, they arrived suddenly. "We'll sit with him," Susan said. "You look tired, Margaret." I went to bed, exhausted. At 3 a.m., David pounded on my door. "He's gone, call the doctor." I ran to the room. Robert was cold. Susan was crying. Linda was on the phone, arranging the funeral, so efficient. But now the tox report. Traces of digoxin, heart medication, but Robert wasn't on that, was he? Ellen found the pharmacy records. Someone forged his name for monthly refills. Linda's handwriting. 150 seconds. Thomas steps closer. His cologne is too sweet. "Sign it, Margaret, for your own good." "For whose good, Thomas? Yours, Susan." He sighs. "Look, you're not stupid. You know how this works. We win, always. The system protects its own." Robert was one of us. His children, his ex-wife. You were just the help, the caretaker. When he was useful, you were tolerated. Now, you're a liability. The truth, cold and sharp. But the recording is a fairy tale. Ellen's desperate. She's trying to save you because she feels guilty. She knew about the poisoning early, turned a blind eye. Now she's covering her tracks by feeding you lies. Is he lying, or is Ellen? 160 seconds. My head pounds. Thomas drops the pen on the paper. 40 seconds. I pick up the pen. My hand shakes. I sign. The scratch of ink is loud in the silence. Thomas relaxes. "Good girl." He takes the paper, folds it, pockets it. He turns to leave. "Wait." He pauses. "The house, I get to go back. For now, we'll need to inventory assets. But yes, you can go home. Today. Within the hour. 170 seconds. The door unlocks. "Thank you," I whisper. He smiles. "Don't thank me, thank Robert. His children are understanding, for old times' sake." He steps out, locks the door behind him. I'm alone. Trembling. I press my forehead to the cold concrete wall. I signed away the truth. But I have the key. Ellen hid it for me. They think I'm broken, defeated. Foolish. Because I know when I'll go home. Tonight, after dark. I'll wait until the street is empty, until Susan's lights go out. Then I'll use the key, open the safe, and listen to Robert's voice. 180 seconds. But what if it's not what I hope? What if Robert knew what they were doing and agreed? What if he told the recording that I suggested the poison, that I was desperate for cash, that I threatened to leave if he didn't change the will? The doubt is a knife twisting. Ellen said the tox report showed traces, but she also said Robert's fingerprints were on the prescription bottle, his handwriting on the refill requests. But dementia patients can be manipulated into signing things. Or they can sign willingly. 190 seconds. Footsteps again, not Thomas, lighter, quicker. The slot opens. A small envelope slides through. No name, just the envelope. I pick it up. My name is written on it, in shaky handwriting, Robert's handwriting. I tear it open. A single sheet of notebook paper. Margaret. If you're reading this, I'm gone, and they're coming for you. I tried to stop them, but Linda has the keys. Susan has the papers. David has the money. They planned this for years, since the dementia diagnosis. They needed me out of the way, and you were the scapegoat. The recording in the safe is real. It's the only proof. But Margaret, listen to me. I did something terrible. I let them use me because I was scared. Scared of dying poor. Scared of dying alone. Linda promised she'd stay with me if I signed, if I helped them frame you. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Burn the recording, don't fight them. They'll kill you if you do. Take the plea, go far away, start over, forget me. Robert. 200 seconds. The paper falls from my hand. He knew. He helped them. My husband, the man I sacrificed everything for. He chose them, over me, over truth, over everything. And now the recording. It's proof of his betrayal, of my innocence. But his letter says to burn it, to run. If I burn it, I'm free. I can leave Ashland, start over. But they'll always know. Linda will always watch me. Susan will always hate me. If I keep it, they'll kill me. Thomas wasn't bluffing. 210 seconds. The cell door rattles again. This time, it's Ellen. She looks frantic. Margaret, we have a problem. I don't speak, can't. The safe, it's gone. What? Someone emptied it an hour ago. While I was in court arguing for your bail, they took everything, the box, the photos, the USB drive. My blood turns to ice. But I have the key, I show her. She shakes her head. It's useless now. The safe was ripped out, taken to Susan's lawyer's office. They've probably already copied everything or destroyed it. 220 seconds. Hope shatters. Robert's letter in my hand. Burn the recording, but there is no recording. They beat me. Ellen grabs my shoulders. Listen to me. There's another way. The original tox report, the lab copy. It's not in the safe, it's in the hospital archives. We can get it. Prove the poisoning. How? They'll block us. I know someone, a nurse. She kept a copy for insurance. Why didn't you tell me this before? I didn't know it existed until an hour ago. She called me when she heard about the murder verdict. She's scared. She'll meet us tonight, at the old diner on Route 9. But Margaret, we have to go now, before they silence her too. 230 seconds. Freedom or death. If I go to the diner, I might get proof. If they catch me, Thomas won't hesitate. Ellen reads my face. It's the only chance. The plea deal is void if we have new evidence, but if we're seen, they'll say we stole it or planted it. So what do we do? Run, disappear after we get it, leave Ohio, tonight. But the house, the plea. Forget the plea. It's a trap. Sign it and they own you. We take the nurse's evidence and we run. 240 seconds. The door unlocks. A guard. Time to go, Carter. You're released on the plea. Ellen steps back. Decide now. I look at Robert's letter. Burn the recording, but there is no recording. Only the nurse. Only the truth. I stand up. Tell the guard I need to use the restroom. 1 minute. Ellen nods. She turns to the guard. She's a bit shaky. Give her a minute, okay? He grunts, steps back. Ellen leans in. The key. Throw it away. It's useless now. But the nurse, she's our only hope. Meet me at the diner at 9 p.m. If you don't come, I go alone. And I'll burn the evidence myself to protect you. 250 seconds. The guard clears his throat. Now or not at all. I flush the key down the tiny sink drain. Watch it spiral away. Gone. Like my life. The guard cuffs me again. We walk down the hall, past cells, past despair. Ellen falls into step beside us. 9 p.m. Route 9 diner, don't be late. I'll be there. But will I? 260 seconds. The courtroom is empty now, just echoes. The guard leads me to the front doors, sunlight too bright. I blink. My car is in the lot, old Ford, keys in my pocket. The guard uncuffs me, hands me a brown paper bag. Your things. I take it, heavy, my life reduced to paper. He turns and walks away, doesn't say goodbye. I stand there. Alone. The street is quiet. Ashland, Ohio, population 19,000. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone watches. Susan's curtains twitch across the street. Linda stands on her porch, smiling. David leans against a black SUV. No expression, just waiting. 270 seconds. I get in the car. Start the engine. The clock on the dash says 8:42 p.m. The diner is 20 minutes away. I pull out onto Main Street. Every red light feels like a test. Every passing car, a threat. At the edge of town, I stop at a crossroads. Left to the diner. Right to the highway, west to nowhere. Robert's letter burns in my pocket. Run. Ellen's voice, the nurse. 280 seconds. I think of the sacrifices, the years, the love that turned to ash. And I think of the truth. It's not about winning. It's about knowing. Before I die, I turn left. Toward the diner. Toward the edge. The road stretches long and dark. And I drive. Alone. Waiting for the truth. Knowing it might kill me. But ready. Because some truths you can't outrun. Even if they destroy you. The sign for the diner flickers ahead. Route 9 Diner. 1 mile. And the silence in the car is the loudest thing I've ever heard. What will I find there? I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Even if it's the last thing I ever do.